Mr. Investor, this is gonna be action-packed, man. We back with another video, baby. Oh my goodness, this stock here I've been sleeping on. So thank you, Ash, for telling me about this stock. I wish I listened to you sooner. This stock is actually on a Mazzolini. This is a mad one. So we're going to be talking about one of the hottest stocks that I've ever seen, and I think it has room to run still. So it's been going absolutely crazy. This is probably a very big 10x plus. It could be 10x, it could be 20x. This is not financial advice. So always remember, these videos are for entertainment purposes only. We're going to be talking about some of the craziest innovations ever. Trust me, you don't want to miss a thing. These guys also have some team members who are also YouTubers because they're so innovative with what they've created. They've built a YouTube audience. So before we get into this video, let me introduce myself for those that are new around here. My name is Miguel. I'm an investor here in the Londonius, and I look for the biggest, the juiciest growth stocks that you ever could see, baby. Not financial advice. And today I think I found one that could 10x and above. If you're able to support my channel, just click the join button up here. It's only 99 cents a month and it really helps me to create good content like this. But if you're unable to join, just you hitting the like button and clicking subscribe is enough for me. Welcome to the family. I love you. Okay, let me just show you this crazy run up. So I've been looking at this stock for a while now. This company is called ExOne. Ticker symbol on the NASDAQ, XONE. And as you can see, today it's run up 24%, but previously it's run up like 11% the day before and then 10% the day before that. So you can see in the last month, it's gone from $13 stock all the way to where it is now. And that's 282% rise. And if you were to have bought this just before the new year, you would have seen some crazy gains from $9 all the way here, 400% gains. What's really interesting to note is this company is still under $1 billion in market cap, and what they're going into is going to completely disrupt and innovate so many industries. They could be at the forefront of innovation for so many industries in terms of the industrial revolution and manufacturing, 3D printing for everything that is popping off in the future. We just hit $50, baby, 25% in a single day. So the thing is, they won't let me film inside their presentation, so I'm just gonna show you a bit of their presentation, a bit of their website, and you'll probably see that my picture's gonna cut out. So if we take a look at their website here, you can see they have 3D printing systems for so many different materials. They've got metal 3D printers, they have sand 3D printers, they have accessories to go along that as well to manage the workflow, completely make it automated, and you get end-to-end digital workflow. Now let's take a look at the industries that they're going into and see what they could possibly disrupt. Industries here, aerospace. So not only can they affect printing for prototyping, but they can also affect rapid product development. This can be from anything from aerospace to over here we know automotive is booming. We're going to have all these electric vehicles coming through, decorative art, defense and firearms, foundries, heavy equipment and manufacturing, industrial kind of processes. This is going to be mad. These guys could even help and be super useful in medical and dental industries, as well as oil and gas, pumps and hydraulics, and research and development. So I think the best way to explain how useful these guys are is just to show you small clips to let them explain to you why they're so disruptive and innovative, and they will be able to blow so many industries away.
When we're talking about binder jetting, what we're really talking about is the fastest, most production-ready form of 3D printing in the world. Binder jet 3D printing can really transform just about any powder, metals, ceramics, sands, even garbage, into highly dense precision parts.
So that's crazy. They're saying that they can do this with any material. So now let's take a look at the institutional ownership. This is some of the craziest figures I've ever seen. So as you can see here, the company ExOne, the ExOne company, and the institutional shares ownership is 81%. That is astronomical. There is 169 companies that are invested in this single stock. So now let's take a look at who owns it and the way that they've been buying it up and how they've been behaving. So literally, if we go back to August in 2020, the land before time, baby, we can see that lots of people are exiting, and then all of a sudden people were like, hold on a minute, Ark just bought 4 million shares at the price of $10. Yeah, that was in October last year. And after Ark, do you know who came next? Wells Fargo, JP Morgan, Barclays Bank, Deutsche Bank, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, Morgan Stanley, and then you had Vanguard come in and buy 600,000 shares. So everybody started to buy up the stock. Very few people were exiting the stock, and this went on and on and on as people opened new positions and actually increased their positions, until we see Ark start to load up in all other portfolios. So Ark loaded up in their print portfolio, but also their Ark KK portfolio. So I could just sit here and name all these companies day by day, you know, Fidelity, Vanguard, even BlackRock bought 800,000 shares. But if you want to see something which is crazy, let's look at the conviction of Ark's purchasing. In Ark Invest 3D printing ETF, they are number one, as you can see here, with $44 million worth. That's over 1.1 million shares Ark owns. And the thing that's crazy about this, it beats Triple D, you know, Desktop Metal, Materials, Stratasys, all these other 3D printing companies, ExOne is number one. So the analysts at Ark Invest, you can see here Tasha Keeney, they said that she's going to be the new Kathy Woods. It's her protege. And you can see here that they were talking about 3D printing market and analysts were underestimating the future. But Ark Invest can see the big potential that these companies have. So this was back in April 2016. Then Ark Invest spoke about it again, I think in 2018. And then here in the big ideas 2020, 2021, we can see what they believe about 3D printing. So they said that the market potential has actually changed. It's gone crazy. So at first we had the prototyping, which was a 12.5 billion market. Then molds and tools, 30 billion market. But then when we see this end use parts here, which is what ExOne wants to focus on, you can see here $490 billion market, and it's only had a 1% penetration. So even if they were to take 10% of the market share, these guys could literally 10x, 20x, or even more. Remember, they're still under $1 billion value in market cap, and if they were to eat up this industry, they'll be getting so much money. See, the thing about their machines are they are super fast.
And the reason it's so fast, the reason it's so production ready is really simple. Unlike those other forms of 3D printing where you've got a little tiny laser or a little tiny nozzle putting out small amounts of material, we've got a big wide area print head depositing huge amounts of binder precisely where we need it according to the bitmap we've generated, and on a layer by layer basis, there is absolutely nothing faster. And we can take those green parts and center them all together in a furnace that fuses those particles together, and there's nothing faster, more affordable on a per part basis. Each layer can be printed lightning fast, just like sheets of paper.
Plus, the thing is about the 3D printing industry and these 3D printing systems is as innovation grows and 3D printing becomes, more mainstream, they can be able to build these amazing parts and materials. They're lighter weight, they're cheaper, they're more cost effective, and they're very, very fast. So ExOne uses digital files. What they'll do is they'll put the initial file in, they'll make sure they can check it to scale it up or down, and they'll make adjustments to make sure that your product is perfect.
All of this happening in an automated layer overlay way in speeds that are just unheard of. On our InnoVent Plus, we've got our speeds down to 13 seconds on some of our materials, and we're pushing those limits every single day. This process just gets faster and faster and better and better.
These guys also are protecting their intellectual property. They've got so many patents in place at the moment, and they've also done over 20 years of innovation. So these guys are literally beasts at innovating in 3D printing for materials.
We've been doing this 20 years, and with binder jet metals, it's just amazing some of the products we've come up with. When we talk about materials diversity, there's nobody that can even come close to what we do here in binder jet. What we do with these things is we can take metals, we can take sands, we can take the ceramics in between, and we can combine those into being cermets and other kinds of exotic things that nobody else can touch in this entire industry. When we talk about speed, there's nobody out there that can touch anything even close to binder jetting. If you want to talk about pounds per hour, layers per second, millimeters or inches or whatever, there's nobody that can outperform us in terms of quality and consistency. When you look at our printing engines that we're using now, we're using processes that can be anywhere from a 60 micron resolution down to 30 and down to 21 in some cases. That's not something you're going to do with laser. That's not something you're going to do with E-beam. It's not something you're going to do with material extrusion. That's something you're only going to get with binder jetting.
Amen. So guys, I'm going to be going into their presentation. It's probably going to cut my face out because I don't know why it happens, but some people have privatized their website, so you cannot record screen on their website. So I'm just going to be going through the presentation and showing you the best parts and clips, what I think is valuable information. We going in. Oh, there we go, baby. There we go. So the reason why I'm super bullish about these guys is there's a large market opportunity. At first, when I first read this, I was like, oh, well, there's only a $12 billion industry they're looking at here, and the compounded annual growth rate's about 20%. Fair enough. And I saw, hold on a minute, that's 2006 to 2019. And then they said that the market has shifted and they're going from prototypes, which is $12 billion, tooling, which is $20 billion, to end use parts production. Holy jamoli. $490 billion marketplace, and there's only 1% of the market that has been penetrated by 3D printing, by this kind of binder jet 3D printing. So binder jetting is viewed as the leading method for high volume 3D production. So they're saying that the main driver is high speeds and low costs. And in this industry, they are #1 market leader in binder jetting with a complete portfolio, baby. Not only that, but do you want to talk about innovation? Oh my God, these guys are like the Elon Musk of innovation, baby. Not quite, but close enough. They have had breakthrough after breakthrough in metal printing technology for industry leading quality. They're talking about building out loads of different materials. They've created more than 20 metals, loads of materials from ceramics to composites. They've also issued and want to protect their innovations. They've got more than 230 130 issued and pending patents. So these guys are ensuring and making sure that they can recycle, they've got less waste, they deliver 96% material efficiency. They've been in this business for more than 20 years selling industrial 3D printers, parts and services. So they've established this reoccurring revenue business. They've got diversity by their broad range of products, services, customers and industries. They also have a juicy backlog in an unstable environment. As you can see here, they see long-term growth, so additive manufacturing long-term, 3D printing market size and forecast. From 2014 we had a 4 billion market here and 24% compounded annual growth rate all the way up to 2024 at $34.9 billion. These guys are super diversified. As you can see here, they can create all these range of products and materials, and as you can see here, they've created 2 sand types, 4 ceramics, 5 composites, 11 metals. They are basically the jack of all trades in these industries. They have so many different quality 3D printing powders, and right now if you can read here at the bottom, it says they've got another 25 research and development materials that are currently working on, including aluminium and more. But we want to know about money, baby. Oh, I'm in the money right here, baby. So this is 2019 revenue, as you can see here, and they don't depend on any one sector. They're actually very useful for a plethora of industries, as you can see here: automotive, construction, aerospace, energy, education. They've got government and military contracts already, also consumer products, and then here is just all the other revenue that they could possibly get. When we're talking about existing contracts, we are talking about research and development contract business. So they've got both commercial and government backlogs growing. So they've worked with the US Air Force here with research laboratories creating novel steel. So this is high strength steel that they were creating, and binder jetting was viewed as potentially a cost-saving additive manufacturing method. They've also worked with the US Missile Defense Agency creating refractory metals, and the US Department of Energy creating ceramic heat exchangers. So just to prove how fast these guys are and how satisfied their customers are, they were working with a company here that was based in Switzerland, and what they managed to do for this company was make them highly satisfied with the system. They're running the system 24/7, and they can now deliver casted parts to customers as fast as only 3 days. They've also been able to work in partnership with Altair, and they've worked with a global automotive to manufacture a lightweight structural truck part, so that holds cruise control systems. So the truck part that they've created is more than 45% lighter, there's fewer manufacturing processes to make, and it's reduced the amount of welding required to affix the part to the vehicle structure. So in terms of financials, take a look at this. This is their recorded backlog, and they're showing you how much in millions they have of their quarterly backlog. So we know that COVID hit hard this year, and we can see from 2019, 2020, they still continue to grow their backlog because their products are so efficient and they're so useful for so many different industries. We're talking from 2019 it being $25.8 million in backlogged orders, and now they've got 42.6 million, and that was just of September in 2020. It's probably even more now. What's really nice to see as well is when they allocate capital for resources for growth, they just wanted to show you here that in terms of the money that they have cash on hand, they have some nice cash and equivalents here at $39.4 million. They've got a low amount of debt, so just behind my head you can see here total debt is $3.4 million as of the 30th of September 2020, and they've also got this credit facility, so they can also borrow like 10 million here if they would need it. And if you guys were wondering why they exploded today with like 25% almost, it's because ExOne launches an office-friendly metal 3D printer based on Rapidia's water-based technology. So here they've been working with another company in partnership. It's called Rapidia, and the founder is a guy called Dan Gilbert, who became a technology advisor to ExOne. A little bit of history behind Dan Gilbert: he was the one who first revealed Rapidia's water-based metal 3D printing technology in 2019. He also founded a medical device company called Cardium and its laser technology called Creo, and that was sold to Kodak for $1 billion in 2005. This man also has over 135 US patents, and he's created a popular YouTube series with over 30k subs, and he now joins ExOne as a technical advisor ahead of a potential merger. So if you wanted to see the man himself, here he is, Dan Gilbert.
I'm Dan Gilbert with another video in the prototyping series, and this time about metal 3D printing.
So these guys have literally got contract after contract after contract after contract, and they're working with so many government bodies and government agencies to actually help them with research and development in producing materials. Here's one of them, for example. So this one is with the US Missile Defense Agency, and they're actually helping them to improve their ballistic missile defense system. These guys also recently got some news to create aluminium infiltrated boron carbide. So they were working with Oak Ridge National Laboratory, and they were basically helping them to print neutron shielding devices. So effectively they want to make sure that they're safe from neutrons, they don't want to get blasted, so they made sure that they created this kind of boron carbide, which is known to be the world's third hardest material behind, you know, cubic boron nitride and then diamonds #1, baby. Anyways guys, let me know your thoughts and feelings about this stock. Let me know if you've entered it, what what position you have, what's your average price as well that you bought in at, because I know a lot of you saw this stock a long time ago and I wish I listened to you guys and actually took a look at it, but now I'm covering it. Just let me know what your thoughts are, your opinions, and whether you think this company can be a 10x, 20x in the future. As always, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Your support and appreciation really means the world to me. If you're able to support me make videos like this and look at stocks that you've picked out, please click the join button. It's only 99 cents and it really helps me to create good quality videos. But if you're unable to join, just you clicking like and clicking subscribe means the world to me. I thank you very, very much. Thank you for watching. Mr. Investor over and out, baby.